Yo, what's up, and welcome to prevail.com. I'm your host with the most, Prevail. I'm here with my man Eric. We're at Dutil. Eric, you know, I'm going to lead with a quote. So this one's from Coco Chanel when she said, "Fashion fades, style remains the same." And I think there's nothing more iconic than a pair of denim jeans, all the way from, I always harken back to the days of a white t-shirt with a deck of smokes rolled up in the sleeves and James Dean standing in front of a Porsche. But how has denim inserted itself to become such a style iconic piece in our today's society?
I think basically when you have a commodity that starts off with a utilitarian perspective, it naturally finds its way into the fashion world. I mean, right now, the past year or so, everyone talks about military-inspired, blah, 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 blah. You know, everyone is pretty much working with the same parameters, and things are usually made in life that are based off of necessity. And,
Sure.
and denim is basically, you know, it was for workers, you know, railway workers, and, you know, people that had serious workman jobs. And basically, I think that whenever you get to a situation where people are working or there's a utilitarian perspective on it, it will always end up in the world of fashion.
Yeah, and how did we get it all the way in North America, like you said, to become that working man sort of first go-to, when we know it originated in France, and then of course Genoa, Italy is where they ended up naming jeans from that blue color of the water, and a lot of the indigo had been coming, I guess, through Italy, maybe on trade routes or what have you. But was it Levi Strauss that brought it here? Those guys sort of bring it over and make it the utilitarian?
I think that the the American version, people would always say that Levi's is definitely responsible for it, but I can't. It's kind of like Christ, you know. I wasn't there, and I wasn't there back in the day, so I won't spend too much time figuring about who is responsible for actually being it here, just because it probably was it was probably a lot of different variables. You know, it's not uncommon for two people, or now since we live in such a massive population, that, you know, probably 1,000 or 2,000 people could basically have the same idea and just not even know about it. Sorry,
that's all good. That's okay. It's all good.
Okay, keep going.
So we were just touching on earlier about salvage lines.
Yeah.
Now, back in the day, you'd have your houses that were supplying the denim to the companies that were actually making them up with the riveting machines, all that. Of course, I always harken back to the days of the 101 J-Lot. Lee's one of my favorite storm riders, great. But, you know, as a company, you'd get your bolt. You'd either have red would be for Levi's, yellow, I think, for Wrangler, and blue for Lee, or flip-flop and the other way around there. But those ends of the bolt, you'd only be able to pull off a certain number of jeans off of that bolt, and hence you get the red lines and the salvage line stuff. Right. That became a little more highly collectible. But these days you see it almost as a mainstay when it comes to a feature of a jean. But we were talking about that doesn't necessarily dictate that it gives us a certain quality level just because it has that salvage line in there.
I think today, you know, what the kids call denim heads, I'm not sure. That line is a little blurred now, because salvaged is almost in the mainstream, where, you know, even older guys my age who don't own denim.
You mean our age?
Well, I think I'm probably older than you, but basically, you know, like now it's so much in the press that salvaged is this sign, or it signifies quality. And yes, it is beautiful. I won't deny that it's beautiful. It looks so much better than a serged pair of jeans. But I mean, if we took a salvage jean and we took an raw jean that was serged, probably the truth is they're probably lasting around the same time. Now, one looks way better cuffed than the other. I don't know.
Sure.
You probably can't get a picture of mine. But at the end of the day, raw salvage jean, there's a picture that I used with my mom from when she was 11 years old. Probably she was born probably in like 1951 when she was a little girl, and she has her jeans cuffed, and you know what? They're salvage jeans, and I'm sure they're Levi's.
Sick.
And it's pretty cool that she was cool without even trying to be cool.
Mom rocking big E's back in the day.
I'm telling you, that's pretty much what it was. So,
that's awesome.
And one really other kind of cool thing is that salvage now women like never before are really interested in raw jeans, where that was pretty much a guy thing. It's
Sure.
now really breaking into the world of femininity, which we love.
Word. And look, nothing better than a pair of raw denim. I love breaking them in. I've been rocking some Naked and Famous for a couple years now, but I was rocking the sugarcane and codes that you guys had. My first pair of raw denim was Levi's Austin boot cut, first cuts. Got him Fred Siegel down in LA, but thank you for bringing the denim culture forward in Vancouver, because until you guys made your hallmark here, I think we had to do so much struggling and searching, and we were almost restricted to rocking vintage stuff, which you know, is great, but it's nice when you can take a pair of jeans and break it in from scratch for yourself. So when you're in Vancouver and you're in the Gastown area, you got to come see my man Eric at Dutil. If he's not here, holler at the girls, ask for Katie, they'll help you out. Live from Dutil, Prevail 1, my man Eric, prevailprevail.com. Peace!